Welcome to the depths of the strange, otherworldly, unknown, paranormal, and much more, where we explore theories that defy logic, reason, and will leave you questioning reality itself. Today we delve into the chilling world of the sleep paralysis entity. What could this apparition be? Why is it so terrifying? And why are we frozen and forced to experience such a negative event? Have you ever woken up unable to move? It's like your mind is awake, but your body is fast asleep and immobilized. And during this time, you sense a sinister presence lurking in the dark shadows of your room. Many describe encountering a terrifying figure during sleep paralysis, a phenomenon that haunts the darkest corners of our minds. We have to ask ourselves, what in the world could this be? I have personally experienced sleep paralysis at least 3 times. This was years ago. I think I was between 17 and 19 years old. I just remember feeling like I was in a deep sleep, and then suddenly it's like my mind woke up and I felt aware of my surroundings. But my body was completely asleep still, and my eyes were just barely able to perceive anything because I could barely open them. I remember laying there and feeling a very negative and uncomfortable presence near me. I then saw a dark, large, shadowy figure at the foot of my bed staring at me, and I even think I could hear it saying something. It then slowly started to get closer and closer to me as it approached me from the side of my bed. I was so scared I tried screaming and tried to move, but I couldn't. And then suddenly, after what felt like the longest 2 or 3 minutes of my life, I finally snapped out of it and jumped up, shaking and full of sweat, still feeling that negative presence and so terrified of what I just felt. The horrible thing was having to experience it multiple times, and each time it was the same exact way. After those terrible experiences, it never happened again, thankfully. At that time, all I could think it was just a horrible recurring nightmare. But now I'm not so sure. Across cultures, tales abound of malevolent spirits haunting sleepers. These ancient narratives seep into our subconscious, influencing what we perceive during sleep paralysis. The old hag syndrome in folklore describes a witch-like entity sitting on the chest of the paralyzed, draining their life force. Imagine waking to find a spectral figure with gnarled fingers and a twisted smile hovering above you, muttering ancient incantations that chill you to the bone. It's terrifying to even describe it. Are there evil spirits that take advantage of our bodies and minds while we're in a deep sleep? Could this be a theory about how demonic possessions might occur? There have been certain cases where people have described demonic entities talking to them in their sleep. I, for one, remember having a few dreams where I had some sort of evil presence talking to me. I woke up scared and brushed it off as a nightmare. Are there certain people that they target? Our bodies are basically defenseless during deep sleep, so it would make sense, I suppose. Whether you call them demons, interdimensional beings, or spirits, they are definitely living among us, and perhaps this is a way they try to take over our souls. Scientists study the brain's activity during sleep paralysis, uncovering abnormalities in neurotransmitters and REM sleep regulation. During the REM sleep phase is when we dream, and also when our body's muscles, aside from the heart, eyeballs, and breathing, are all paralyzed. But why experience these disturbing images during this phase, though? Stress, anxiety, PTSD, and genetics may be reasons that could predispose us to these haunting experiences. Could these underlying conditions that we consciously and subconsciously have create these terrifying illusions in our minds and imaginations during sleep? Creating a non-physical negative entity as an expression of how we feel inside is a terrifying thought, but it could make sense. Sometimes we have nightmares after watching a horror movie that got stuck in our minds, especially during the teen years, which is actually when sleep paralysis tends to first appear. They say that the last 10 minutes before you fall asleep are crucial in the programming of our subconscious minds. Whatever you think and feel during those last minutes can influence what the brain experiences during a deep sleep. So, In the case of sleep paralysis, added with stress and anxiety, it's a dark presence that fills you with a primal dread, as if it exists beyond the realms of our understanding, a manifestation of our deepest fears made real. Now, this theory is a little out there, but it makes you wonder. Could sleep paralysis be caused by alien visitation in the middle of the night? Could it be that reports of alien abductions are actually distorted memories of terrifying sleep paralysis episodes, or vice versa? There are thousands of alien abduction cases, and many of them involve beings, specifically gray aliens, with probing eyes, unearthly technology, and bright lights, appearing in the middle of the night in someone's room. The person is taken usually from their home and into what we can assume is the alien's ship. The human lies there, paralyzed, getting experimented on by these extraterrestrials while feeling hopeless and scared to death. Afterwards, they wake up back in their beds as if nothing happened, their brains very foggy, yet they know something very dreadful occurred that they had no control over. People often remember glimpses of these horrible experiences, and a lot of the stories shared have similarities with the entities seen during sleep paralysis. So, are these dark entities really just alien beings? Regardless of whether these scenarios are connected or not, they're both well-known, shared, and documented experiences, and both leave you somewhat traumatized and anxious when getting ready for another night of sleep. Whether born of psychological depths, ancient folklore, or otherworldly visitation, the sleep paralysis entity and the haunting feeling continues to fascinate and terrify people all over the world to this day. Have any of you experienced this? If so, please share your stories. Perhaps there is something in common that we all have. For those of you who haven't, then I really hope you never have to. That's it for this video. I'm interested to know your thoughts and theories, so feel free to share them in the comments below. I'm also open to future video ideas. If you enjoyed the video and like this type of content, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you. And don't forget to keep questioning reality.